welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Kent. I'm the Reverend Stephen Protzman, your minister. Thank you for joining us this morning as we gather virtually once again, a spiritual community that seeks to be diverse and inclusive as we inspire love, work for justice, and grow together in community. Whoever you are, wherever you are this morning, we welcome you. May this time together be a time of belonging, of caring for one another, of exploring possibilities for who we can be as a community together. Once again, welcome. Now, as we prepare for worship, let's take a moment to breathe, to invite the spirit of love and gratitude to be present among us, and to set aside the demands and worries of the world for a little while. Today, as we celebrate Thanksgiving, we'll reflect on gratitude and take time to share the many things we're all grateful for.
Gratitude is a powerful tool. Rather than being overwhelmed with hopelessness, gratitude has helped me cultivate contentment, an abiding state of well-being and equanimity. Whether I have experienced a life-changing event such as a loss of a loved one or just a bad day, gratitude has helped me find resilience without having to deny the problem or event. In fact, I have even learned to be grateful for the negative states and the bad things that have happened because they have helped me grow and learn as a person. Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet and Sufi mystic. One of my favorite Rumi poems is The Guest House. In this poem, emotions and experiences are visitors. Every morning, a new arrival, Rumi says. Some stay a while, some are quick to take leave. I think, and modern psychology would probably agree, that all of these guests appreciate at least a small hello, or like a small child, they might develop some obnoxious behaviors in the urgency to be heard. Rumi even says to welcome and attend them all. We have something to learn from each emotional response, each experience, and Rumi says to treat each guest honorably. Of concern, however, is that long past the message the guest has for us, we can become overwhelmed, letting our guests have the run of the house, or in the case of holding a grudge, for example, we even take them prisoners. How to clear them out? Gratitude helps. Rumi says, be grateful for whomever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. When we recognize they have overstayed their welcome, we can show them the door. They will probably resist, so I think it is important to thank them first, recognizing their gifts. Thank you, sadness. You have taught me compassion for myself and others. Thank you, anger. You have taught me self-respect. Thank you, fear. You have taught me to be aware of danger. Then there are the visitors that if we have given them attention, they have become part of us. Thank you, joy. You have taught me to wake up to the beauty all around us. Thank you, kindness. You have taught me to recognize the dignity inherent in all of us. Thank you, truth. You have shown me that we are all interconnected. Gratitude helps me shift awareness from focus on my difficulties to the blessing of being alive in this terrible and beautiful world. Gratitude can take me away from a focus on poor little me into a larger place where healing can be deeply experienced. There is so much to be grateful for. Many of you know I teach yoga. I end each yoga class with a prayer. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in the space around us, peace on earth. And let us find gratitude for all of life's gifts, especially for the gift of life itself. With gratitude for this community, which supports us in our personal journeys to healing, come, let us worship together.
We join Unitarian Universalists across the country in lighting a chalice. It's a sign of life's beauty and wonder, a symbol of peace and hope, an invitation to continue our ongoing search for the light of truth within us and among us, and a reminder that we are all interconnected in the great web of existence of which we are each a beloved part. As I light our shared chalice, I invite you to light your home chalice. Now, would you join me in the chalice lighting words? We come together to remind ourselves to treat all people kindly because they are our brothers and sisters, to take good care of the earth because it is our home, to live lives full of goodness and love because that is how we will make our world the best place it can be. This is a time we share with love and care. So in that spirit, we take time now to call to mind the joys and sorrows that come with living, to hold one another in the spirit of care and compassion, to turn inward for a few moments, to connect with the love that is the very heart of life itself, and to reflect on this mystery that is life. I invite you now to use the chat box to share your joys and concerns with one another. Becky Klein shares her concern for her cousins with COVID. Claudia Miller sends heaps of thanks to the Thanks for Giving auction team for a great auction. It was a great event. Thank you, everyone. Anna's thinking of her friend Joyce, who lost her mother to COVID and Alzheimer's this week. May Joyce know peace and comfort as she grieves. Elaine shares that Bill's sister Mona is out of the ICU after 3 weeks and the road to recovery has begun. May she heal well. Kevin shares that his granduncle Al died of COVID-19. Eric asked for prayers for niece Tish, who has COVID symptoms with 4 young children at home. May they be safe and healthy. Heidi shares how she's struggling memories of Thanksgiving, which her husband had the seizure that led to brain cancer diagnosis. May you know peace, comfort as you remember him.
Someday we forget to look around us. Some days we can't see the joy that surrounds us. So caught up inside ourselves, we take when we should give. So for tonight we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though we all can still do more, there's so much to be grateful for. Look beyond ourselves, there's so much sorrow. It's way too late to say I'll cry tomorrow. Each of us must find our truth. It's so long overdue. So for tonight we pray for what we know can be, and every day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though we all can still do more, there's so much to be thankful for. Even when our differences, there's a place we're all connected. Each of us can find each other's love. So for tonight we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for what we cannot see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though this world needs so much more, there's so much to be thankful for.
So let's be real. Some days are hard. So I made this list of awesome things I'm thankful for. Yeah. Sometimes I need reminding that things are not all that bad. So I wanted to share a few because you guys are my friends. It's great to be alive. And here's some reminders why. First one, bubble wrap. When cats do their tongue, like this. I'm also thankful for the little paw pads that the cats and dogs have and the sound it makes. Oh, thanks. I love them. Hey, turn that back on. Oh, no. Change it. Ah, there, that's better. Music is magical. It can make anything better. Right music can make a video better. The same goes with life. Singing. I like paw pats. Singing. If something's boring, just sing it, and that will make it better. Watching paint dry. It's really cool. Old people who still hold hands. Clouds that look like stuff. One time I saw a cloud that looked like an airplane, and I realized it was an airplane. Imagination. Without it, we wouldn't have airplanes, no internet, pants. We gotta wear them, because if we didn't, it would be sort of awkward. Pants. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Sleep. Clothes with funny names, like Windbreaker. Birthday cake. No reason at all cake. Just cake. Sorry, we filmed this while I was hungry. Forgiveness. I'm Kid President, but I ain't perfect. Ain't a word. We all mess up. Come on. Don't mess up and forget to forgive all the mess ups. Thankful plants undergo photosynthesis, using the energy from the sun to convert carbon dioxide to oxygen, providing us with the air we need to do things like this. I'm bored. Morgan Freeman's voice. Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman. I'm working on it. My voice is changing, but it hasn't changed that much. Food. Taco. Burger. I know, I already said food, but this is my list and my rules. Happiness. Sadness. Sad isn't bad. It helps you know what you care about. People. Sometimes people can be really people-y, but we need each other. Life's better with people in it. Family, friends, you. Just being alive. Sometimes we forget how it's just great to be alive. We're breathing. Some days are tough, but we got a lot to be thankful for. We just have to look for it sometimes. They say if you have food in your fridge, clothes on your back, and a place to sleep, you're richer than 75% of the world. I did not know that. So what would you add to the list? Let me know. Share this video with someone you're really thankful for. Oh, and of course, also this. Dancing! Brad and I are thankful for all of you. Seriously, thanks for giving us and the whole world a reason to dance. So what are you thankful for? Let me know. KP out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'll call this move the stovetop stuffing. I'll call this one the stuffed face nay-nay. I forgot one. There's something that I'm really thankful for. Uncle Jesse from Full House. This is macaroni art of him. It's beautiful. Have mercy. I'm filming a video to encourage people to be thankful. KP out.
That's hard to follow. The second reading is We Give Thanks by Gary Kowalski. We give thanks for the earth and its creatures and are grateful from A to Z. For alligators, apricots, acorns, and apple trees. For bumblebees, bananas, blueberries, and beagles. Coconuts, crawdads, cornfields, and coffee. Daisies, elephants, and flying fish. For groundhogs, glaciers, and grasslands. Hippos and hazelnuts, icicles, and iguanas. For juniper, jackrabbits, and junebugs. Kudzu and kangaroos. Lightning bugs and licorice. For mountains and milkweed and mistletoe. Narwhals and nasturtiums. Otters and ocelots. For peonies and persimmons and polar bears. Quahogs and Queen Anne's lace. For raspberries and roses, salmon and sassafras, trees, tigers, and turkeys. Urchins and valleys and waterfalls. Yaks and yams and yogurt. We are grateful, good earth, not least of all, for zinnias, zucchini, and zebras, and for the alphabet of wonderful things that are as simple as ABC. I invite you to sing Give Thanks with us.
Remember Grumpy Cat? She was born with a condition that made her face look like she is frowning. She went viral in 2012 and was known for all the memes with her unique face and snide, sarcastic remarks. So is anyone feeling like Grumpy Cat right now? We're certainly entitled to feel a bit grumpy about things. It's been a hard year with a lot of losses and uncertainty, and it just doesn't seem to stop. Now, with being told we shouldn't travel for the holiday, and our county and other counties around us issuing stay-at-home advisories, many of us are feeling sadness because this Thanksgiving will be without family gatherings. There will be empty seats at many tables and our hearts will ache. So let's take a moment and acknowledge that we've all got reasons to be grumpy, Let's put on our grumpy faces together. Ready? Frown. Now that we've done that, let's stop and think about life for a moment. It's easy to remind ourselves of what's wrong and what we don't have, especially in these challenging times and in this consumer culture that tells us we need things to be happy. But Unitarian Universalism is counter-cultural. Our faith teaches us that all of life is a gift and we have abundance, which means a lot of something. What is that something? So many things. In our second reading, Gary Kowalski made a list of things from A to Z to be grateful for, but Gary left out one letter, X. So there are some things that start with X, the X-ray tetra, which is a fish, xylophone, which is a musical percussion instrument, and xenium, which is a present given to a stranger or guest. Any other X things you want to name you can think of? Well, while you're thinking, I'll go on. I'll tell you that I'm grateful for Google. What did we ever do before it? So the list of A to Z reminds us of our seventh UU principle, the interconnected web of all of existence, of which we are each a beloved part. Okay, my little friend Xavier, we've got some X's. My little friend Xavier, and the X-rays for the broken ankle. Thank you, Amanda. Xmas, yeah, the abbreviation for Christmas. X-Acto knife to clean up 3D prints. Yeah, thank you, Lois. Xmas again, Raylan, thank you. So, all right, back to talking about the great web. The thing that gives us life and everything we need. Oh, that's good. Kisses, triple X. Kat says, yeah, right, Kat, we don't. Yeah, thank you, Kat, but yeah, you don't have to answer. All right, so let's talk about the great web of life that gives us everything we need to live. It gives us hard things like suffering and death too, yes, but it also gives us beauty and awe and wonder. The opening song we sang said, "For all life is a gift," and our response, it's to give our thanks and praise. If there were one spiritual gift I would wish for each of you, it's gratitude. I keep a gratitude journal. It was originally all the good things that happened and I experienced, but now I write down hard things because I learn from them too. Maybe you have photographs of other people and places you're grateful for. There are many ways that we remind ourselves we do have a lot to be thankful for. Maybe you begin or end your day by saying, thank you. Let's think about it a minute. So who are we saying thank you to? If you don't believe in a God who's waiting to hear your expression of thanks, you can say thank you to the universe or to life, or just say thank you. You ever notice what happens when you say thank you? When I do, my heart feels full and I feel peaceful. Let's be honest, gratitude can be hard at times, especially when we're suffering or struggling. And there are things we cannot and should not be grateful for: genocide or war or torture, or the racism and hatred and divisiveness in our country. But we can learn from these things. They call us to do the work of seeking justice and to do what we can to create goodness and beauty in our world. And they challenge us to keep looking until we find something we can be grateful for, which will help us heal and find peace. With healing, we'll know better health, greater wholeness, and we'll become more our truest selves, the loving, generous persons we are each meant to be. There's a writer named Lisa Firestone who says, knowing what we appreciate in life means knowing who we are, what matters to us, and what makes each day worthwhile. Paying attention to what we feel grateful for puts us in a positive frame of mind. It connects us to the world around us and to ourselves. Research shows that focusing on what we are grateful for is a universally rewarding way to feel happier and more fulfilled. So gratitude invites us to live more fully. And for that, how can we say anything but thank you? Now, to help us share what we're grateful for, Colleen is going to tell us a story about the gratitude tree.
Once there was a tree on a hill. There was really nothing special about this tree. He was just an ordinary tree with dull green leaves. Sadly, nobody paid much attention to this ordinary tree. But then a bird landed on his branch. The bird asked if she could build a nest on his branches. "Well, why would you want to build a nest in my branches?" asked the tree. "I'm just ordinary. I have dull green leaves. Nobody pays attention to me." "Yes," said the bird, "but you have very strong branches that can support my babies." "Well, I guess I do have strong branches," said the tree, "and I'm grateful for that. Yes, you may build your nest here." And just as he said it, one of his leaves turned a beautiful bright pink with orange stripes going through it. "Oh, would you look at that?" said the tree. "I wonder how that happened." And the bird began to build her nest. The tree thought to himself, "I'm pretty lucky to be selected as the home for new baby birds." And just then, he noticed another tree, a leaf, turn bright purple with gold lines shimmering in the sunlight. He looked back at the first leaf, and it reminded him of how strong his branches are. And then he looked at the new purple leaf, and it reminded him of the bird's nest. The tree began to feel a little better about himself. Later on that day, he was watching a child swing from a tree attached to his branches, and he smiled inside. He thought how nice it was to have this company of this child. And what happened? A leaf turned bright orange with yellow stripes, and the tree was starting to make the connection. Have you figured it out yet? Yep, that's right. The more he thought of good things, the better he felt. And the better he felt, the more he thought about good things. He just couldn't help himself. And by the time the sun was all about to set, all of his leaves had turned beautiful colors. And the next day, all the tree had to do was look at all of his leaves and be reminded of all of the wonderful things in his life. And this kept him happy, and his leaves stayed beautiful colors. He was no longer an ordinary tree. He was bright and colorful, and everyone who passed by admired him. Now, he thought that all this attention would make him happy. He had always wanted more attention, but he discovered something new. It wasn't being bright and colorful that made him happiest. It was thinking about all of the things he was grateful for. And the little bird said, "Oh, that's it. That's the secret to happiness, tree. I'm going to go tell all my friends too." And just like that, the tree had spread gratitude beyond himself. What I like most about this story is that the tree's transformation began with the kind words of that little bird. Sometimes a kind word can turn a person's whole day around. I strive to be like that bird. Friends, if you're grateful for someone or something, speak it. Tell that person. You just might change their whole day. Now, how about we spend some time together talking about our gratitude? I wonder what you're grateful for. What things or people make your leaves bright and colorful? Will you use the chat box to share what you're grateful for with the congregation? Katie writes, "Friends who look out for one another." Elizabeth Swangle writes, "My children." Wendy Mann is thankful for her family. Drew and Sarah share that they are grateful for their dog, Susie Q. Heidi is grateful for her parents who are always there to help. Eric for family and laughter. Brad, this summer's insects. He photoed a bunch of them close up. They are amazing. I've seen some of those. Those are great photographs. I'm grateful for, oops, I got lost. You all are a very grateful bunch. Anne Verweeby, I'm grateful for Zoom keeping us together. Yes, absolutely. Deborah Lynn is thankful for her children. Birdie says, food, food, food. Birdie, I hear you. I'm with you. Yes. Vivian says, my precious daughter and our cat. Nancy shares she's grateful for her husband and children. Carol is grateful for Mr. Bob's music. Jennifer is grateful. Oh, it's Morgan saying that she's grateful for Legos. You know what? My kids agree, Morgan. They're very grateful for Legos too. The Craver Deans share from Eden, my dogs and my dolls. Benny says, last week we got a new shed built. How exciting. Randy shares my daily picture or video of Rory, my grandson. Kathy shares, so thankful for my family. Becky Klein says, thankful for all of you. You create our community and provide strong branches. I agree. The Rome family from Ray Lynn. I'm grateful for my family, my pets, books, and Magna anime. I probably said that wrong. Sorry about that, Ray Lynn. Kara Kramer. My family, friends, and the opportunity to build better connections with people this year. Abundance in all forms. Well, my mom writes, I'm grateful for you. Thanks, Mom. I'm grateful for you too. Trish McLaughlin writes, our minister Stephen. Yes. Heather shares, my community and opportunities to learn something new all of the time. Kathy shares, her husband and kids. The Sussman family from Riley says, grateful for my family. Kathy Slater shares our new Portage County Park. I hear it's beautiful. Jennifer shares Connor making breakfast right now. Connor, I'll be over after service. Bonnie shares family and pets. Joe and Beth Kemmerly, family, friends, and chosen family. Beth Staley, family so far away, they all have my back. Swanee shares my friends and going for walks. Jules shares for having a great job and getting a large raise that I can help my grandchildren. That's wonderful. The Rome family shares pets and family and friends and art. Elaine, the 3 healthy, beautiful babies born into our family this year. Maisie, Jackson, and John. Yay for babies. Trish writes family. Ginny, our parks in Portage and Summit County. Pete shares, thankful I found the courage to grow as a person this year. That's wonderful, Pete. Deborah Lynn shares my home and yard. Nancy shares for a wicked sense of humor. Nice. Anne shares my family, my friendly neighbors. Kara, the kids, schools, teachers, and communities. Max and Shayna share using our family's time in quarantine now to try new things. Kat shares family, friends, a stable, good job, and chocolate. Always chocolate, Kat, always. Liz shares for second chances. Yes. Christy shares my loving family and friends. Kevin, that I know who I am. Ah, beautiful. Katie shares my husband who just keeps loving me no matter what. Reverend Stephen shares this congregation and the opportunity to serve you. Deborah Lynn shares my ancestors' will to survive that they passed on to me. Claudia, knowledge and science. Sandy shares family and friends and children and animals and music and trees and stars. That was very poetic. Brad, grateful to be with Christy while we spend all our time together. You all are a very grateful bunch. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for sharing what you're grateful for this morning. Another thing that I'm very grateful for is the music of this congregation and our choir. Take it away.
so I thank the earth for giving me the things I need, the sun and the rain and the apple seed. Oh, the earth's been good to me. I owe the earth so much for everything I see. I'm certain if it weren't for her, there'd be no apples in this world. Oh, the earth's been good to me. And every seed I sow will grow into a tree, and someday there'll be apples there for everyone in the world to share. Oh, the earth's been good to me. Oh, here I am in the blue, blue sky, doing as I please, singing with my feather friends, humming with the bees. I wake up every day as happy as can be, because I know that with her care, my apple trees, they will still be there. Oh, the earth's been good to me. The earth's been good to me.
Now to prepare ourselves to return to the world and keep walking that path of love and gratitude, let's extinguish the chalice. So would you join me in those words? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. May we carry these in our hearts and minds until we are together again. I offer you these words of Melody Beatty. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Say thank you until you mean it. If you say it long enough, you'll believe it. And now, renewed in our knowing that there is so much to be thankful for, including one another, this community and life with its struggles and achievements, gifts and blessings, let us go forth in peace and in hope to continue inspiring love, working for justice, and growing in community. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.